A very good evening, everyone. I welcome you all to the very last seminar series of this academic session. Today we have Sanjay Bhandari as our speaker. He will be talking on my journey with appropriate technology and sustainability. Sanjay Bhandari has a bachelor's and master's degree in technology from IIT Bombay itself in 1985 and 1998 respectively. He has worked in multiple capacities in a diversity of institutions like the Academy of Developmental Science, NIMCA Agriculture and Research Institute, Symbiosis Skills and Professional University, etc. He was associated with social activist and reformer Baba Amte and cycled in the Knit India March from Kanyakumari to Jammu in 1986. I formally welcome you, sir. Over to you.
He was also with Sitara for a year, many years ago. So, yeah, okay, over here.
At the outset, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
At the outset, I will like to thank Professor Pankaj Kubur and Rao sir for giving me this opportunity to discuss with you all regarding whatever journey I have taken recently. So, as we go along, I will discuss about it. So, my idea behind today's discussion is, for what is engineering? Engineering is basically building a bridge between needs and limited resources. The problem is, how do we evaluate the solution that is given to meet the resources and the needs, and more the number of needs it satisfies or lesser resources it consumes. That is a better solution. But in all this, we have to also take into account the resources such as money, they are man-made. So, quantity of resources of that type that are used and other kind of resources which are natural resources which are not replenished. So, that also we have to take into account. So, and the whole idea is, as they say, beauty of the world is not in that it exists. The beauty is in its relatedness, and how we retain that relatedness or improve the quality of that relatedness. After all, it is this relatedness in the inanimate matter that brings in life, and if that relatedness is lost, we say it is death. So, that kind of harmony we should evaluate which technologies have. That is the idea, and to learn from you regarding your approach when you choose a solution for a given problem. Because there will be always, the name of Sitara itself suggests that there are technology alternatives, and which alternative, if it is in practice, that means it has an advantage over the other solutions at certain point of time. So, how do we choose? So, I will move on. So, first, as I told you about what is the idea behind my presentation, then I have to tell you about brief about my journey about IIT Bombay, because I come from a very small place which you cannot even imagine maybe. Then after coming to IIT, what we all learned, and here I diverted from the conventional friends of mine. And why I diverted? Then simultaneously I was working on various technologies such as gasifier, wood stove, hydraulic pumps, solar PV. I had my own company dealing in solar photovoltaics, solar drying and solar cooking also. We have a lot of technical developments done, and presently we are trying to develop one campus where we are training the youth regarding all this. So that will be the flow of our discussion. So whatever experience I have regarding these technologies, which were useful, which were not useful, why they failed, why they were used, how much they were used, etc. I will be describing. And whole issue is about the criteria to evaluate the technology. So if criteria is only money, then sustainability maybe doesn't stand much chance. So as I told you earlier, the engineering is bridge between the needs and resources. These are the needs which I have listed because these are the needs in which I specialize. For my bread and butter, I am expert in refrigeration, air conditioning, heat transfer, fluid flow, things like that. But remaining time, I give it to all these technologies related to sustainability or what you call appropriate technology. And whole, as I said, problem is about how to evaluate the resources that are consumed. So, harmony or the relatedness in the entire existence is the one we should be concerned about. And as you know, there are two types of rules in this world: man-made rules and natural rules. Man-made rules are very difficult to understand for personally. Natural rules are easier to understand. But man-made rules are so complex, and that is what is taking us where we are heading. So that is what I seek to learn from you, how to handle these man-made rules so that it goes hand in hand with the natural rules. So I started my journey in a very small village near seashore. It's a very scenic place in Konkan. As of now, in my school, right from 5th standard to 10th standard, there are 350 students. So you can imagine when I was a student, hardly there were 100 students from 5th standard to 10th standard, and we were left outside school hours, no books, nothing, just swimming, just time pass. So that is how we were brought up. One point I would like to you to note here, my school established in 1834. So though the school is small, it is established in 1834. My secondary school is something which I will like to insist. Though it is a small place, you will wonder, in our school, we are excellent teachers. Because you can imagine, coming from such a small place and directly after 10th, I was in place like Pune, that too in a hi-fi campus like Ferguson College. And still, not only we survived, we did fairly well. So this school, that time, our science lab was so wonderful. We had barometer which was fully in working condition. We could disassemble everything, that leather bag, mercury inside, everything, and we were allowed to handle totally. Our lab that time, this is 1975-76, it was having a glass model, ceramic model of 2 feet by 3 feet of a house plan, so that you can understand the details of house plan. So that is the way our school was built. So I am very much thankful to the school, and that is why I am spending little time on this. So then I came to Pune, Ferguson College. This division C I have written in red. Why? Because this division C of Ferguson College was not based on percentage. They will select 2 3 students from each tahsil and they will put all of them together. So topper from every tahsil, 2 3 toppers from each tahsil they will put together. And that gave us a lot of advantage of knowing how these CP students study, etc. So I got to JEE into IIT, and once I will not describe much what I learned in IIT because that was a conventional engineering education, but I have to say here that it was a little shock to me because the kind of students so far I had seen till my 12th, and after coming to IIT, a lot of competitiveness, etc. and values were really shocking. Means I did not mention, but that was a shock for students like us who came from rural kids. So somehow I thought that I don't want to go abroad. I still don't have a passport. So neither I was interested in higher qualification. Of course, afterwards I did my masters because I wanted to be in academics in conventional engineering colleges. And one thing was sure, with the degree of IIT, personal whatever requirements, that was assured. So I took a job in Nimkar Agricultural Research Institute. Actually, idea behind taking that job was I will be able to more clearly understand myself and what I will like to do. And there I worked on gasifiers. So everybody, I suppose, knows what gasifiers are, converting wood into gas. There I experimented on gasifier where we could achieve up to 70-75% of diesel substitution, and same gasifier can be used for with that producer gas that is generated, can be used for all drying purpose, etc. So our gasifier was a downdraft gasifier. So this is my first, you can say, interaction with the so-called appropriate technology or rural technology. So our gasifier, there is a research paper, and it was consisting of, this is the hearth, then there is a cyclone which will trap the ash, etc. that is there in the gas that is generated, that will pass through the scrubber and through the blower, it will go into the engine via the air inlet of the diesel. So we could specifications of our gasifier system. Afterwards, we developed this gasifier system, but I left Nimkar Agricultural Research Institute after this project to join famous social reformer Baba Unte to cycle. I just that time thought that people talk about history being made, etc. But this person is, we were 100 of us, rather to be precise, 90 of us, traveling on cycle, old bicycles without gear, from Kanyakumari to Jammu, and through that I got to know a lot of India, because traveling through all these states, different languages, and the characteristics of what is Indianness, this hospitality, that is one characteristic you will find throughout. Whoever you are, they will welcome you from the bottom of their heart with whatever resources they have, really it is like Atiti Devo Bhava. That is one characteristics throughout India, and there I realized that if you want to do something, as that famous Chinese saying is there, if you plant for 1 year, plant, take a crop. If you plant for 10 years, take the orchards or fruit trees, and if you plant for 100 years, train the mankind. So those things started crystallizing that if I want to utilize myself, I should go into the academics. Details of this cycle march are not much relevant here, but one thing it gave me the confidence. And that time, like, I changed jobs so many. So my friend always criticized, "Kya ek jagah rehta every time you are changing." So I said, "You are the tigers without teeth. So you stay in groups and then do the hunting. I am a tiger with the teeth. So I don't have to worry about any group being dismissed." So I have no hesitation in changing job from one place to other. Whenever my work is over, I simply shift. You may not like that idea, but that is how I have put my fingers into many things. So I was immediately after my cycle march, I was with Sitara, and I worked with Professor Date. Professor Date's design of that wood stove. I did all the experimental work, and certain things we realized, even if you put simple grate below the wood that is being burned, the efficiency goes from 8 to 9% to up to 13-14%. So if you go on putting just grates below the wood stoves, you're going to save 5% of the wood. Then the detailed design of Date sir is now well known. So we have implemented it about 100 odd households. Sorry. So then, after working on that wood stove project, I took up a NGO job where that Gokul Rehabilitation Center you can see. So I still work for orphans. So we have an orphanage which has about 50 girl students and 50 boys, and we train them in ITI. We have courses like motor mechanic, carpentry, etc., etc. So I was the first principal of that ITI. Then I joined Academy of Development Science. Then I took 2 years job as a professor. I will go into the details as we go ahead. And again, just to return to my NGO, I took a job of maintenance manager in Gada Chemicals. There also I did some pure hardcore technical work which even today is being used. And next 20 years I spent in academics in 2 major engineering colleges. One is Somaya Vidya Vihar, where I joined as an assistant professor, and then I was head of the department, etc., etc., dean research. And after academics, I formed a solar PV company, which I ran for 5 years, and then I called it almost a day as far as money making is concerned. Then I went from unique concept of offshore 2. I hope you know what is offshore 2. Offshore 2 is basically all these BPOs, they are doing work of some foreign company, etc., in a city like Mumbai, etc. In offshore 2, we do the same work at tehsil level places. So for example, suppose say Bajaj is implementing SAP. But when SAP is implemented, the old staff, so much good staff, they have a lot of doubts, and somehow that ERP software SAP, they are not at ease with. So they raise a lot of doubts. So what we did was, this is actually not my concept, it is concept of our alumni only, my junior, Kirindra Kasmarkar. So what we do is, those doubts which are raised by the old or other workers, they are sorted into levels, level 1 doubts, level 2 doubts, level 3 doubts. And instead of hiring a highly qualified SAP expert who charges 2,50,000, 3 lakh rupees a month, we train diploma holders to solve these lower level doubts. And they sit in the taluka place and they solve those problems. So instead of paying 3 lakh rupees a month, we pay even 50,000 rupees to that diploma holder at the taluka place. He is more than happy, because staying in place like Mumbai, even if he gets 75,000 a month, it's not going to save him even 20,000. But if he sits at the taluka place, he can save maybe 35,000 a month out of that 50,000. So this is a very excellent concept, and you will wonder, within 4 years, when we started, there were 8 students. Now there are more than 250 employees in that company. So, and now I am into academics. Again, I have my own campus where we are trying to implement all the, just now I was telling your professor that you can, all of you are welcome to my place, because it is all surrounded by devrai. You know what is devrai? It is God's forest. So not a single branch of tree is cut from that forest in years together. So a lot of flora and fauna is there, and all cooking is on solar. Entire campus is solar powered. We are using all your vermicomposting, etc. So in my academic career, we did lot of things, entrepreneurship. I am proud to say, one of my students, many of my students, few of my students are world's best 30 under 30. So, means what I want to, why I am specifying this is, while doing all this so-called appropriate technology, etc., the quality of training that I have given or we have given in our engineering college is nothing less. See, an average engineering college student going ahead and making into world's 30, best 30 under 30 is no joke. He cannot, however intelligent he may be, unless he is properly our students. So, coming back to appropriate technology, whole problem is what are the resources that are required for that solution, and whether they are required as initial investment or recurring investment, and what kind of resources you are consuming. Are those resources are replenished, or those are that kind of resources which are not easily replenished. So that is the criteria. There is a whole report again of Professor Date regarding how to compare technologies. So that maybe you must have been taught. So this is what is general definition of appropriate technology, which you know better than me. So I will now rush through the technologies that we are implementing. So this is the chula which we have designed. So the chula is, so all CFD analysis etc. is done, and we put what is called, this is called a twisted tape. This twisted tape is inserted here. So this flame which you see becomes even more bluish, gives more heat. Efficiency of this chula is more than 37%. So that 5-liter water test is there to calculate the efficiency of chulas. So normal chula will have about 10 to 12% efficiency. This chula gives about 37% efficiency. All design is from Professor Ram. I have nothing much contribution to the design. I will only bring the experiment. So working fine. People are happy with it. They have different names for that insert which we put. They call it Mundavada, etc. But it works very well. And other thing is, the smokeless chulas, they take out the smoke. But our tribals, they want that entire heat to be retained within the hut, because for treating, they store grains above the wood stove. So all that grains have to be disinfected, etc. So that heat is required inside. You just can't leave the flue gases outside the hut. So that is another advantage. This is something. Hydraulic ram pumps is one technology in which we have made major contribution all over the world. What is hydraulic ram pump? Hydraulic ram pump, you have a source which is at this level and you want to pump water at higher level. So with normal understanding, you can't pump water from lower level to higher level. This hydraulic ram pump works on ram effect. So as I will show you with this childish model which I have made. So what happens is, you take large quantity of water, it rushes through this. As the velocity increases, this valve is closed, and along with the kinetic energy of the, that is called as water hammer effect. So the energy of the water is converted into pressure energy, and here there is another valve. So this valve opens and the water goes up, and here there is a, what this is called an air vessel, and because of that it generates the pressure which is higher than the pressure because of that height, and so it works cyclically. So as long as the pressure in this air vessel is higher than the delivery point, water keeps on dropping in the storage tank. Once the pressure drops, again this valve opens, again water flows, so it works cyclically. These are called as hydraulic ram pumps. They were there. Since 1850 these pumps were in use. Then what is our contribution, I will tell you. So basic principle I have already told you how it works. So it uses the energy of the flowing water to lift the fraction of that water. So fraction of the water will go down the line. So that is why part of the water will get more pressure. So these are the requirements that we have found out. So major features of this hydraulic ram pump: it works automatically, requires almost no maintenance, and there is no external energy. So you take the large quantity of water inside, and the energy contained in that water partially is transferred to the small fraction of the water, so that water goes up. So you don't require any external source of energy. There is no running cost. So what we did, depending on the source, you need to design this pump. And unless you design the pump depending on the source, it doesn't work, or it becomes highly inefficient. So we developed a software to calculate what should be the size of the inlet pipe, what should be the size of the outlet pipe, how should be the valve, what should be the dimensions. This is called as valve box. So what should be the dimensions of valve box. So all this software was developed. We did all modeling, what you call CFD analysis of that valve box. What I want to point here is, though you think the technology is a rural technology, the quality of engineering that is required is really of the highest standard in the world. Next slide I will show you. So many places, and you have to really understand, then only you will be able to deliver. Otherwise you will not be able to deliver. So all this CFD analysis, etc. This is the slide from Cornell University. So Cornell University research engineer, he has said that what kind of work your students have done. He is a PhD student, and our graduate students have done work which is being used by those PhD students. So our students, what I want to make a point here is, these rural technologies, they may, even the chula which is designed by Professor Darte, it appears that it is so, what is there in chula? But if you really do the engineering that is involved in it, it really requires the best of the engineering knowledge. So now many places these hydraulic ram pumps are used. We have shown our all software open source. So these people, somebody from Bangladesh, somebody from South Africa, they are using our software. So now I will come back to cooking, solar cooking. So this conventional solar cooker, as you know, this is another solar cooker which we have developed. Actually it is one Mr. Barway. Actually the original design is one Indian Institute of Sciences student, Sajde Amok, and he has a smaller version of that. Maybe he has come here, I don't know. Amok. Huh? So, but his is with 100 meters. This is with 100 meters. Ours is with 166 meters. But all inspiration is taken from him, and he has installed such 4,000 cookers in Sudan. He has got United Nations grant, and he has installed such 4,000 cookers in Sudan. So that, what is the advantage? You can even fry, etc. You can cook, not only cook like a pressure cooker, but you can fry, etc. using the solar. So all it is tracking, etc. is all developed by our students, very cheap. So now I will come to, this is cashew apple. So you will be surprised, in spite of all of us here, engineers here, more than 2 lakh tons, of cashew apple is wasted from these 3-4 districts of Maharashtra. So we have, last 2 years, we have started processing this cashew apple. So we do simple solar cookers we use for processing of these cashew apples. So we have developed about 6 to 7 products from this cashew apple. Now we have a very limited capacity, so we are processing about 100 kg of cashew apples per day at my project site. This is another solar dryer, conventional design, but we are making use of it. This is another solar dryer which we developed You know the Smart India Hackathon. So in Smart India Hackathon, our students were among the top 3 solution providers for solar drying solution. They got the second prize also. And this is what we demonstrated in the Smart India Hackathon. What I want to show here, these boys in girls, night 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, till things work, they will not give up. So my hats off. It's not that the students these days are not interested in giving solution. You give them the right challenge, they will definitely work hard. This is one technology where we take Stirling engine. We couldn't make much progress. We tried our hand Stirling engine. So we need somebody to help us developing Stirling engine. We tried our hand. This is another solar dryer which also works on solar as well as LPG, and this is used for processing what is called as mergel, that is from, you know what is rice flakes. From rice flakes you mix with something like papad you make, which is fried. So there is a manufacturer for which we are developing this. So 5 minutes max. So along with this, we have done a lot of projects, and simultaneously what I want to again insist here is that this is byproduct, you can say, conventional technology. We have delivered the best solar refrigeration, you name it, and me or my students are there. Entire refrigeration system of Indian Railways that was designed by us. If you enter Mumbai, there is that Siemens 13-story building. If you enter in Kharghar, in Navi Mumbai, there is a 13-story building of Siemens. So entire air conditioning system for that Siemens was designed by our same students. And that too, we saved about 20 lakh rupees in capital investment. I will not name the company. XYZ company had suggested that it will require a 55 lakh system. We did it in 35 years. And that too much more efficient than what that would have delivered. Another place where I work is Symbiosis Skills and Professional University. So now we are developing this campus where all the campus is solar powered. Our students are assembling the electric cycles. So they are using electric cycles which are charged by solar. We conduct camps. Now to overcome this, right, 8, 9 students, we conduct 5 days camp. And in that 5 days camp, first 3 days, students make the solar cookers and they cook in that solar cookers for next 2 days. Along with that, they are given challenging toys or science basic principles. See, what now that I am into this kind of academics for 8 to 12th class students, you teach them the principles, but we never tell them that what they are learning in the classroom is a map. It's not the territory, and there are always assumptions involved in whatever you learn, and if you are not properly aware about the assumptions that are there in those basic principles or basic conclusions, then you fail as an engineer. So whenever you learn, it is not sufficient to learn that map, but learn limitations of that math. So we have developed a few toys to which 8th or 9th or 12th class students we explain. You must be knowing this, but for the sake of things like this you must be knowing. Question mark, if you put a weight here, this is supposed to fall down, right? All your engineering analysis will tell you that this will fall down, but it doesn't. It doesn't fall down. So why doesn't it fall down? Where exactly have made mistake in, or these kind of wedges are there where, like, if you put a double hole, it goes up the slope. It goes up the slope. Somebody comes and holds this. No, but so this kind of toys we have made. No, you can put. So it goes up the slope. So basically if we keep on flat, so it goes up the slope, etc. So these things are minor, like, but you should make them think that why it goes up the slope. So entire, and then it is not sufficient to just do it ठीक है वो ऐसा shape है इसलिए ऊपर जा रहा है. You should be able to put mathematics there. What is the angle at which if I keep it will go up? What is the angle at which it will not go up? What is this slope that I can tolerate? What is the slope? I can't tolerate, of course, this kind of slope. So what is the exact value of that slope? And that is what the student should be made to calculate. And that is where, see, my understanding, now good points about all that cycle, march, all that is okay, but certain things are definitely there. We are very happy when we understand something at an abstract level. But if I ask you to do it, make it, then hardly very few are able to do it. So understanding to the level of execution, that is not there. We are doing very good in IT, etc. because most of the things are at abstract level. But when things are to be executed, it is quite true. If I ask them to, all manual is given, everything, and if you ask them to assemble, they can't assemble. They can't find out how to check the continuity of a wire using a multimeter. So these kind of things, and you will be surprised, my ITI, not even one student is unemployed. Not even one. Tata's took 27 out of our, whoever appeared for Tata's interview, always selected. Because those ITI students are made to do things, even other students. My point here is, at engineering, we should not be happy understanding on the paper or theoretical basis. It should be supported by what you say, show us. Do it with your own hands. So our students make these solar cookers, solar dryers, they test them. Small school, they also work in the farm. So we conduct these camps. We also conduct science teachers training camps, mathematics teachers training camps at our campus. Then they are given some projects, career guidance, etc. This is they assemble electric cycling, and this toy which I showed you just now. They make various preparations using the solar cookers. And they also learn the knowledge only directs, but if you don't have affection towards it, nothing will work. So love inspires, knowledge directs. Both are equal. Suppose there is a patient, I know about, suppose he is suffering from XYZ, this it, but if I don't have any affection towards him, I will, वो जब आएगा मेरे सामने कुर्सी पे बैठेगा तब मैं उसको दवा. And other way round, I might have lot of affection for him, but if I don't have proper knowledge, I will just pray, God इसको ठीक करो, नहीं होने वाला. So both are required for a proper action. Affection towards that problem is also required, and proper knowledge is also required. So this is where I would like to put my things down. So I will be happy if few of you come and join us at our campus. Thank you so much.
Such a beautiful way of telling that story. Because we also do a course in communication, and I always, after every seminar, we try and ask students how the seminar presentation was. So I think you will get very high marks in that. But you beautifully narrated story. Thank you so much, and so inspiring. So as always, we'll open up the house for questions, and of course first students. So how many are going to go and join Sanjay? Before the question only you answer, I will become the Rohit. Yeah, Rohit always gets the first question, so we'll wait. Anybody? No, okay, Rohit.
Hello sir. So I am Rohit, first year MTech student at Sitara. So I have two questions from hydraulic ram. So my first question is what percentage of received water volume can hydraulic pump deliver?
Okay. So efficiency of the conventional, that is what is available in the market without getting into CFD analysis etc., is about 40 to 45%. Our wall box design gives about 76% of efficiency.
And my second question is what is the minimum height of the source of the water that we have to incorporate for making hydraulic ram feasible for delivering the water?
So it is about 1.5 meters. Okay. So slope of about 1.5 meters in, you can say, 50 meters or so. That much slope at least.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Those were there, details but I just keep.
Yeah, sure.
The ultra low head turbine. Ultra low head turbine, if you say 1.5 meters, I think that's something which is there. So ultra low head turbine, are they comparable or is it a silly question?
No, no. See, ultra low head turbine, as far as my knowledge, very costly, number one. Number two, maintenance wise, this is very easy maintenance. Otherwise, definitely you can go for that ultra low head turbine. Definitely.
Yes, anybody else? Yeah. Maybe show you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, you can hear you. We can't hear you. Tap it, tap it. We need to design a good mic system for IIT Bombay, Sanjay.
Anyway, go ahead, go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Do you want to come here?
Go ahead. Yes.
My question is that the motto and the view of the institute that's under you, like providing them IT skills, what's the importance of that? Why do you think that, what is the view and what is the goal of the institute, and why do you think that that goal is important?
our campus.
Yeah.
My campus objective is simple. First of all, we want to slowly, actually this is not, we are developing slowly the campus. How much sustainability is possible, like minimum you import from outside. See all the vegetables, etc. We are trying to grow on the campus. NLC requirement, that is one aspect of it. Second aspect is, most of students around our area, they got carried away, and academically they think only scoring in mathematics, and if they don't score in mathematics, their teachers them are useless. So that is, the idea is to encourage these other students who are not doing so well in the exam oriented this thing, to make them into groups. Like we have made their groups, some of them are into carpentry, some of them are into fabrication, etc. So basically, rather than they going into the outside world without any basic skill, they are given very low salaries if they go there as a layman. But if you did not know how a partial differential equation is solved or how a quadratic equation is solved. But as long as he is able to calculate the volume of the given things, as long as he is able to translate the design given to him into the actual atoms, those kind of skills we are giving, so that they become better employability, their employability improves. That is objective. So two objectives. One is to train students and teachers so that their training or learning process becomes more useful, and second, to make our campus more sustainable. Is that correct?
You have an additional question? There is a question mark on your face.
Sir also told about
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sir also told about the orphanage, which consists of like 50 girl students and 50 boy students. So, and there also more focus is put on developing the skills on ITI. So is there any other aspect which is also covered rather than just the employment scenario, other than that other?
No, see, when they join us when they are in 3rd standard or 4th standard. Okay. So over the years, our warden, we all of us observed it. So those who are academically good, so somebody is academically good, so he goes ahead with his academics. It is only about accommodating everybody into some useful action and going ahead in life. Somebody is trained for driving, only okay, you like driving, you go, I will go ahead and learn driving. But those who are good academically, they go like conventional students. So nothing like that. It is only because our ITI is not only for the orphans, it is for the entire area. But our students get a priority if they want admission.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's out of reach. Come here.
So my question is that you mentioned that the technology bridges the gap in this group. Technology bridges the gap. So I am asking whether the people itself is bridging the gap between the services and technology. Is it the people or the workers or the ITA students or the community at the center bridging the gap between the service and the technology? Rather, that would be a better.
So see, without the brain, innovative solutions, so always the idea or the knowledge of that person that will contribute. So I might be doing something in a nonsense fashion, somebody will do it in a better fashion. So that human input, what we are calling, that is definitely required.
No, to facilitate and maintain it, humans are So between the service and the technology, there is a person there. So whoever service provider, worker, or the students, or the community leader, or the trained person, the maintenance. So they are actually bridging the gap in this.
They see these days this is a common problem. They install so many solar street lights, but they are not functioning, and always those village सरपंच etc. will complain हमारे इधर का ये street light काम नहीं करता है, वो नहीं काम करता है, so we provide the manpower that is required. That's why I didn't mention much about my solar PV company, because these days this is such a common knowledge. But that solar PV company, I am glad to tell, about 165 solar systems are functioning today all over India, made by us, and they are mainly into the pumping of water. We are using DC pumps, etc. So solar PV is a Professor Solanki knows about my solar PV venture, but that being such a common knowledge, and me talking about solar PV in this place, that is IIT Bombay, doesn't look nice, so I kept myself mum about it.
ACS?
Yeah, we should be.
These also introduce yourself.
Good evening, sir. My name is Vishnupriya. I am a PhD first year student at Sitara. So I actually had two questions. One would be like, I think many of us have been discussing solar PV in many of our courses nowadays. So one thing that keeps coming up in the recent days is solar appropriate? Because there is always a discussion about the battery waste and the mining, the lithium mining that's going along with solar nowadays. So can solar still be called appropriate if we start using it in the large scale that we're going in? Because I constantly have doubts if anything that goes mainstream, there is some catch in it. That's my first question. Second was, I'm kind of interested in the solar refrigeration system that you were saying. Is there some place I can read more about what?
Yeah, so as far as solar refrigeration is concerned, there are 2 or 3 research papers, Swapnil Jagtap and myself. So you will find those research. It is basically triple fluid vapor absorption system which is being heated. So solar refrigeration, quite substantial development is there. As far as solar PV is concerned, so you know these days there is something called a net metering. You don't need a battery. Grid connection. So on grid solar systems, so you should not have objection. Right? So during daytime you upload into the grid, night time the grid gives you back. So you don't need a battery for that on grid system. Off grid, yes, you definitely require a battery, but at present other parts, see all this aluminium, the silicon, that is there, all is recyclable. Battery, yes, I do agree. Panel main body is of aluminium only. So, and there are these metal air batteries around. See, after all you have to compare rather than burning so much coal, etc. So, yes, definitely there is a catch. But on grid solar PV is one solution, and other is, see, for example, water pumping. What is there? You generate electricity, you run your DC pump on that. Solar, what is, where do you require a battery? You don't require a battery. So at least those, see, rather than whatever these kind of solutions where there is a clear, but which are straightforward solutions. See, even why can't you cook your food once in a day? Morning, see, I was working there in engineering college. Morning while I am going to the college, I keep my dal, chawal and whatever, which is every evening, I come back, I get hot, ready, and this I have done for 3-4 years. Gobar gas, people are using for 30 years, 35 years, people are using. So at least those things you do. What they are on the borderline, that you can leave aside. But those which are very much possible, that itself we are not doing. People talk, I mean now I should not talk about it, but still let me. People talk so much about plastics, but what about every day you burn so much petrol? Plastic to at least 8 times it can be recycled. But what about for going 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, you are burning so much petrol? What is the need? So that at least you see. So we talk about big things, but joke kar sakte. When I was in cycle march, one of my seniors told me a story. There are 2 friends, and those 2 friends, one says मैं बड़ा हो जाएगा, मेरे पास 2 बंगला होगा, तेरे को 1 बंगला दूंगा, मेरे को 1 बंगला, मैं बड़ा हो जाएगा, तेरे पास 2 प्लेन होंगे, मैं 1 लूंगा। वो बाद में दूसरा स्टूडेंट जो है चुपके से पूछता है, तेरे पास 2 बकरी होगी तो? वो बोलता है नहीं नहीं, क्यों? आज है मेरे पास 2 बकरी, आज देना पड़ेगा। आज देने की बात नहीं, सब फ्यूचर की बात है। वो आज है अभी मेरे पास 2 बकरी, तो देना पड़ेगा। वो बोलता नहीं बकरी है तो नहीं, जब मेरे पास 2 बंगले हो जाएंगे तब दूंगा। तो हमारी बातें सब उस टाइप की होती है कि जो कर नहीं सकते, बट जो कर सकते वो तो करो कम से कम।
बकरी देनी चाहिए।
वो देना नहीं चाहता तो इसलिए वो कहता है नहीं दूंगा। तो he gets trapped. That is our sharing. No, just fine.
Any more Bakri stories? No.
The stories, there are any stories.
Yes, sir.
No, I don't need one.
No, sir, please, because it often other side does not use. Please also introduce yourself.
He is our senior.
I'm Prakash Panaspi, is hostel mate. So I'm just.
He is the one who has introduced me to. Now I'm forced to. Who has introduced me to computers? Everybody knows what is this has to do with computers.
They don't.
So he has introduced me to computers. This is punch card. This is how we used to do our programming. This one card is one line of the program. So there will be a whole deck of cards, and he first told me about, he was with Pathak sir and Monte Carlo methods, etc. Anyway.
So did you charge that lady for the software, or did you just give away free? The software CFD or whatever, some email you showed.
I know your question. We didn't charge. Which you are going to blame me? He is my senior, same hostel also.
You all got the question and you got the answer also. So they gave the software for free. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, because it was, see, we Indians are more happy once we get prestige. Then we are the कुछ भी दे देगा. If you say please, जो भी है दे देगा.
लेकिन इसने बकरी नहीं दिया. बकरी नहीं दिया.
That is about today's students. That is what I was telling them. Psych of we majority common people today is like आज जो कर सकते हैं वो नहीं करेंगे. जो फ्यूचर में करेंगे उसका ही बात है.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I have slightly more worrying question. You talk in terms of a successful chula, you talk in terms of a successful hydran, biogas is a clear example. Somewhere these don't scale up, they just plateau. Whereas you come to even something like the flushing of the toilet, that design. All one end is the mobile, a bicycle. They spread with large potential. So where do we break this jinx? Because in appropriate technology, one of the frustrating issues is the moment the supporter backs off, then even the proven, you talked about 4,000 such units being installed. But 4,000 का 8000 नहीं होता है. Is there a, I mean, because this is a question which has been bothering me. How do you break that jinx unless you get into the marketing mode and capturing a segment of the market? So this is a dilemma which NGOs face. This is a dilemma which society faces. How the hell do we break this?
Difficult question, but see, overall, I feel there is inbuilt hypocrisy in our living style. That is one. Second is, of course, it grows but very slow pace. Solution, we haven't reached that scale, so solution I also don't have. We can think together that. Because gobar gas now without any promotion is getting spread. It is spreading quite well in at least our area. Solar PV also little bit success is there. And it is of course status, unless haves don't use it, have nots don't have respect for those kind of things. I don't have a solution. We'll try for, see, first now we are in that phase. First we want to confirm it ourselves on our campus. Yes, this is what works. So we are in that phase. I should honestly accept that we haven't reached the state that you are talking about. But what I can see is certain technologies have been at least growing in rural areas without any promotional support. Solar cooker, they are not available only. So many people are ready to buy, but they are not being promoted at all. You will promote Ujjwala, gas cylinder, everything, but solar cooker, you will not give any subsidy. Previously there was a solar subsidy to solar cookers about 15, 20 years, but these days no subsidy for solar cookers. So so that is where I said rules of the nature are very easy to understand, but these man-made rules, they are really made by nuts, so they really spoil the show. And understanding those man-made rules is really a tough task. They really, most of the time, they take your wicket.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, then on that note, Sanjay, thank you so much. Let's give a big I'm going to request Anand. Anand was next to. This is a khadi stole from Magan Sangrahalaya in Vadodara. So as a little token of our gratitude, thank you so much, Sanjay.
Thank you very much. So please visit our campus.
And telling that again, you haven't told where exactly.
My number,
The only number is
so it is 12 kilometers from, there is a station called Sangameshwar Road on Konkan Railway. So 12 kilometers from there.
What is the name of the place?
Name of the place is Tamane, but it is, you can ask for Devruk. This is 5 kilometers from there.
I was born in
After completing my Sitara job, I joined Mathur Mandir for 2 years, establishing that idea. Yeah. Sorry, my throat is not in shape, so. No, this campus is my personal campus, and another this thing is there. together working, and Matru Mandir of course. We up to 40 persons we can arrange. Up to 40 persons. There actually what has happened these days, we have formed a group called as Sanmeshwar Paryatan. So in that group there are a lot of people who take care of these kind of logistics and things like that. Even we want to do natural sightseeing, etc. 26 points they have identified for sightseeing, etc. So that arrangement we will make. No problem.
Thank you so much. And since this is the last formal seminar of the semester, thank you very much, and I'd like to thank our TAs, Tavishi and Manulakshmi for very meticulously kind of having this organized, and unfortunately our second years are still not here, so that is something that we have to figure out how to get the second years to come. Yeah. So there must be something wrong today. There was nothing to do or something, so they came. But thank you so much, and it's been great fun organizing the seminar series to get to meet people like Sanjay and all, to be able to have a conversation with them even before they're able to come. So we've enjoyed as a team. We really enjoyed putting this whole thing together, and hopefully I think the Sitara seminar series is a really interesting seminar series, and not because we have done it this semester, but because of the history and that we've had. We had some fantastic people both from campus and outside who come, and I don't think too many other departments or centers are able to do this. Even if it is our own community, I think the opportunity that we get to hear experiences, journeys, perspectives is absolutely very, very valuable. So I'm just going to urge our own community that next semester, whoever organizes it, please join in. I mean, it helps for us as organizers to feel enthusiastic, and of course our guests who come, it's always very nice, of course, and we learn a lot at the same time. So anyway, thank you so much again, Sanjay, for an absolutely fantastic finale to this seminar series this semester. Thank you very much, everybody.